You're drowning in your thoughts, aren't you? The constant loop of what-ifs and second-guessing that drains every ounce of your energy. It's more than just annoying. It's ruining your peace of mind. You think you're in control, but your mind's running the show, spinning you in circles. Here's the truth. Overthinking doesn't just happen. It's a choice. But what if you could break free from it once and for all? These 6 therapy skills aren't just tips. They're game changers. It's time to stop letting your thoughts dictate your life. Are you ready to take back control and stop sabotaging your own peace? Let's break the cycle now. If you're truly committed to your personal growth, now's the perfect moment to take action. Subscribe to our channel Motivation Basics and like this video if you're committed to improve every day. Don't keep this to yourself and share it with someone who's ready to break through their own barriers today. Let's stop talking and start doing this together. Imagine this. Your boss sends an email requesting a meeting in 2 days. There's no explanation, just a simple sentence. We need to talk. Instantly, anxiety rushes in like a tidal wave. Your mind starts racing. What did I do wrong? Is this the end of my job? Over the next 48 hours, you replay every conversation you've had with your boss, scrutinizing every detail of your work. You start imagining countless worst-case scenarios. Sleep slips through your fingers as your mind keeps spinning, and during the day, every task in front of you seems irrelevant compared to the growing uncertainty inside. The need for reassurance intensifies, and by the time the meeting finally arrives, you've convinced yourself that disaster is inevitable. But then, in a surprising twist, your boss offers you a promotion, praising your efforts and potential. A wave of relief floods over you. But the moment it hits, new doubts creep in. Am I ready for this? What if I fail? Just like that, the cycle of overthinking starts again. The peace you'd briefly regained starts slipping away as your mind spirals into a new set of fears and questions. This is the power of overthinking. It pulls us out of the present moment, trapping us in patterns of fear, self-doubt, and mental exhaustion. Overthinking distracts us from the beauty and opportunities of the here and now, and instead keeps us stuck in a cycle of worry and stress. Consider how often you've caught yourself in this same pattern. You might receive an unexpected message or a vague email, and suddenly your mind is filled with endless possibilities, most of them negative. You feel anxious, detached from the present, and you miss out on the potential for joy, clarity, and peace in the moment. Think about it. You've probably been in a situation where you feel overwhelmed by future uncertainties, fixating on things that haven't even happened yet. But when you step back, you realize that many of those worries were never as big as you imagined. One day, you come to a realization. You're more than your thoughts. You can watch your thoughts, observe them, without being consumed by them. It's like seeing the clouds drifting across the sky. They don't define you. They're just passing by, momentarily filling your mind with fleeting distractions. In his book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle describes this very process of detaching from your thoughts as a path to inner peace. He writes, "You are not your mind." This simple but profound statement encourages us to step back and observe our thoughts without getting lost in them. It's not that thoughts are inherently bad. They're just not the totality of who we are. By realizing this, you free yourself from the grip of overthinking. When that moment of self-awareness hits, something powerful happens. You break free from the cycle. Instead of getting lost in the endless loops of anxiety and worry, you start to gain control over your mental state. You realize that your thoughts are just thoughts, temporary, unreliable, and not the whole truth about who you are. Tolle's wisdom invites us to practice awareness in the present moment, saying, "The present moment is the field on which the game of life happens." Think about the last time you've overthought a situation. How much of that mental energy was truly necessary? How much of it was spent worrying about things that never happened, things you couldn't control? or things that weren't even important in the grand scheme. This is the first step in letting go of overthinking. By becoming aware of the mental patterns that are trapping you, you can shift your focus back to the present moment. A powerful way to do this is by practicing observation, simply noticing your thoughts without letting them define or overwhelm you. And the second step is learning to disengage from the constant noise of your mind. When you're stuck in the past or future, your mind distracts you from what's happening right now. But once you realize that the past and future only have power over you if you let them, you can begin to redirect your attention. Start by setting boundaries with your thoughts. Give yourself permission to think, but only in short bursts. Maybe you set aside 10-15 minutes a day to write down whatever's on your mind. Once that time is up, you can release those worries and focus on the present moment. When you stop letting your thoughts dictate your day, you make space for peace and clarity to settle in. In A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle talks about the importance of separating yourself from the constant noise of the mind, stating, "The mind is a superb instrument if used rightly. Used wrongly, however, it becomes very destructive." The key to breaking free from overthinking is realizing that the mind can be used constructively or destructively, and learning how to harness it for clarity, not chaos. By creating these small practices, observing your thoughts, and limiting your mental space, you start to break the cycle of overthinking and reclaim your mental energy. Over time, you find that you no longer have to carry the weight of unnecessary worries. The power of living in the present is that it frees you from the constant tug of the past and the future, allowing you to experience life as it unfolds. Without being held back by mental distractions, you can regain control of your mental energies by limiting your anxieties to a specific time range. By doing so, you are able to keep your thoughts from getting out of hand and instead concentrate on the here and now. Time goes on. This practice helps one to calm their thoughts and fully immerse themselves in the here and now. Tolle explains in The Power of Now that living in the present moment is the key to peace. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. When we're stuck in the past or the future, we miss out on the present moment, the only moment where life truly happens. Third sign that you're truly present is when you can shift your focus from unproductive or negative thoughts to what really matters. For instance, imagine you're stressing about a conversation you had with a friend, replaying it in your head over and over, and wondering if you said the wrong thing. Instead of getting lost in that worry, you can choose to focus on what's important, maybe reaching out to apologize or simply moving forward with other tasks. It's not the situation itself causing the discomfort, but your thoughts about it. By redirecting your energy to the present moment and what truly needs your attention, you regain control over your mind and free yourself from unnecessary stress. Redirecting your focus is possible whenever you become aware that you are slipping into overthinking. Imagine your thoughts as channels on a television. You have the ability to change the channel if it is airing dread or worry. Change to a station that portrays appreciation, harmony, or beauty. For instance, redirect your focus to your breathing if you find yourself preoccupied with concerns about the future. As you breathe in, let the cool air reach your body and let it warm you up as you let it go. Take note of the minute details of the here and now, such as the sun's warmth, the soft rustle of leaves, or the feel of your bare feet on the ground. Eckhart Tolle often refers to this process as shifting out of the mind and into presence. The moment you become aware of the present moment, the mind is no longer in control, he writes. This is exactly what you're doing when you redirect your focus, letting go of the endless loops of worry and stepping into the peace of now. By practicing these techniques, you begin to break free from overthinking. You reclaim control of your thoughts, live more fully in the present, and experience the peace that comes with awareness. Each step, each moment of focus, brings you closer to peace. The more you practice these skills, the less power your overthinking has over you. You can begin to enjoy the moment again and stop the mental chaos from taking over your life. If you ever find yourself stuck in an endless cycle of overthinking, here's a simple but powerful technique. Shift your focus. For example, imagine you're stressing about a presentation at work, replaying every detail in your head. Instead of spiraling into anxiety, try to redirect your attention to something immediate, like the feeling of your feet on the ground or the sounds around you. By focusing on your senses, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the smell of your coffee, you bring yourself back to the present moment. As Eckhart Tolle discusses in The Power of Now, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. This simple act of returning to the now can help break the cycle of overthinking and restore your sense of peace. Reconnecting with your senses is a great method to help you stay grounded in the moment when you find yourself overthinking. Pause for a second and focus on the feel of the cushion or chair beneath your feet. As you breathe in, let the chilly air caress your skin. Take the time to hear nature's sounds, such as birdsong, distant road noises, or the rustle of leaves. By engaging all of your senses, you can break out of your mind's repetitive patterns of thinking and focus on the here and now. Tolle often reminds us that the mind is a superb instrument if used rightly. Used wrongly, however, it becomes very destructive. Redirecting your attention away from the constant chatter in your head can help you use your mind for clarity rather than confusion. Using your senses can be a powerful way to ground yourself, even in difficult situations. For instance, imagine you're stuck in traffic, frustrated because you're running late for an important meeting. Instead of letting the stress build, take a moment to focus on the sensations around you. Notice the warmth of the steering wheel in your hands, the sound of the engine humming, or even the passing scenery. This simple practice can help you reconnect to the present moment, even when circumstances are less than ideal. It's easy to get caught up in labeling every situation as either good or bad, but doing so only adds unnecessary stress. Instead, try to accept the present as it is, without judgment, and find peace in the moment, no matter how challenging it may seem. As Eckhart Tolle writes in A New Earth, when you relinquish the desire to control your future, you create the conditions necessary for change to happen. Submerging oneself in sensory experiences allows one to disconnect from the critical thinking mind and establish a connection to the unfiltered present moment. When you do this, you give up trying to change the world and start living in the now. Even while you're in the middle of pain, this viewpoint change can help you feel at ease. Tolle's teachings emphasize that our true essence is found in the present moment, beyond the mental noise that we often get tangled in. He explains, the present moment holds the key to liberation, but you cannot find the present moment as long as you are your mind. By practicing mindfulness through your senses, you can experience moments of liberation from overthinking. Imagine you're at work, trying to complete a project, but your mind keeps racing with thoughts about everything you need to do, meeting deadlines, upcoming meetings, and all the little details that make you feel overwhelmed. This constant chatter in your head makes it nearly impossible to focus on the task at hand. The more you let your mind spiral, the more it steals away your ability to fully experience the present moment, leaving you stressed and distracted. Instead of letting your thoughts dominate, you can shift your focus back to what's in front of you. Whether it's typing a report, having a conversation with a colleague, or even just breathing deeply. By doing this, you regain control, quiet the mental noise, and get back to being present, which helps break the cycle of overthinking. Tolle often points out, you cannot think and be aware of your thinking at the same time. By practicing mindfulness, you allow yourself to detach from the endless loops of thought. Being mindful of your thoughts without getting wrapped up in them is a powerful tool for overcoming overthinking. For example, imagine you're at work and you start to spiral, stressing over a mistake you made last week or worrying about an upcoming presentation. Instead of letting these thoughts control your mood, try taking a deep breath, focusing on the sensation of your breath filling your lungs and gently redirecting your attention to the present moment. You might notice the sound of the typing on the keyboard, the feel of your feet on the ground, or the rhythm of your breathing. By shifting your focus to something more immediate and grounded, you can break the cycle of overthinking and find peace in the now. As Eckhart Tolle writes, "Whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world." With this in mind, it can be helpful to question, what is most important right now? Alternatively, what is my true experience in this moment? Asking yourself just one simple question can help you recover from the grip of excessive thinking and get back into life's natural rhythms. Paying attention in the here and now helps you to relax and clear your head. In The Power of Now, Tolle teaches, the more you live in the present moment, the more your mind is liberated from the tyranny of time. Our core values often become clear when we are fully present in the moment. Think about a time when you felt truly engaged with your work or with others, when you weren't distracted by doubts or overthinking, but instead focused on what truly mattered. It's during these moments that we reconnect with what's most important to us. Overthinking can often create a barrier between us and those we care about, leaving us feeling isolated or disconnected. To break free from this cycle, it's crucial to live with intention, focusing on the things that align with our values and purpose. By doing so, we find a deeper sense of fulfillment and connection with the world around us. Tolle emphasizes, when you become aware of your thoughts, you have already begun to disidentify from them. You are no longer the thinker, but the awareness behind the thought. Living with purpose often means identifying what truly matters to you and focusing on that. Take, for example, a busy parent who spends their day juggling work, household chores, and caring for their children. Amidst all this, they find moments of true presence when they stop, put down their phone, and just enjoy time with their kids, whether it's playing a game, having a conversation, or simply sitting together in silence. By letting go of the mental clutter and distractions, they're able to tune in to the moments that bring them joy, fulfillment, and a sense of connection. This kind of intentional presence shifts their focus away from stress and anxiety, allowing them to live a more meaningful life with greater stability. As Tolle suggests in A New Earth, living with purpose is being awake to the fact that you are already fulfilled in the present moment. Knowing when to stop worrying and start doing things that make you happy is a vital skill. Take, for instance, a person who has been stressed about an upcoming work presentation. The constant replay of thoughts about how it could go wrong starts to drain their energy. So, they decide to take a break, perhaps by going for a walk, watching a favorite show, or spending time with family. This distraction provides a temporary escape from the spiral of worry, helping them reset. But when they return to the task at hand, they approach it with a clearer mind, ready to face it head on. In moments like this, a healthy use of distraction helps break the mental loop of overthinking, so they can engage with reality more calmly and effectively. Tolle's wisdom reminds us, stress is caused by being here, but wanting to be there. While it's true that idling away time in front of the TV or on social media might provide a temporary escape, doing so on a regular basis will only serve to further remove you from the here and now. Pick diversions that help you focus on the here and now and are in line with your values instead. When you do something creative, like painting, gardening, or exercising, you can lose yourself in the moment and find long-term reprieve from worrying. Take part in these pursuits to reawaken your sense of well-being and delight by re-establishing harmony with your physical self and the natural environment. Tolle's teachings in The Power of Now suggest that the mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Choose activities that bring joy and presence, and you'll learn to live more fully in the moment, overcoming the cycle of overthinking. The value of confronting problems head-on rather than avoiding them with meaningless distractions is crucial for overcoming overthinking. Imagine a person who is overwhelmed by the pressures of work or life responsibilities. Instead of pushing the stress away with temporary distractions, like scrolling through social media or procrastinating, they decide to face the issue directly. Perhaps they take a moment to organize their tasks, address one small problem at a time, or even go for a walk in the park to clear their mind. By tackling the challenge with full attention and presence, they shift from feeling overwhelmed to feeling in control, easing the mental burden. This approach reflects Eckhart Tolle's concept of being grounded in the present. As he describes in The Power of Now, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. When we face problems head-on, without escaping into distractions, we take back control of the moment and move forward, undisturbed by unnecessary mental clutter. Overthinking is starting to take a toll. Don't hesitate to seek help. Sometimes, having someone else's perspective can be a game changer. Think about how you might turn to a close friend or therapist when you're overwhelmed with thoughts, and how their insights can offer you clarity. While practicing mindfulness or meditation can be powerful tools for calming your mind, there are times when professional support or advice can provide the guidance you need. Techniques like mindfulness-based cognitive therapy teach you to observe your thoughts without letting them control you, helping to break the cycle of overthinking and bringing your focus back to the present moment. Eckhart Tolle's teaching in A New Earth emphasizes the importance of detaching from the thinking mind. He states, when you are able to observe your thoughts, you are no longer trapped in them. This is where healing begins. This approach aligns with therapy's core principle of observing and challenging your thoughts, allowing you to regain clarity and break free from the mental chatter that perpetuates overthinking. One of the most effective ways to break the cycle of overthinking is by simply accepting your current reality as it is. Think about a time when you were stuck in traffic, feeling frustrated and powerless to change the situation. Instead of letting your mind spiral into anger or worry, you could choose to simply accept the moment, knowing that there's nothing you can do to control the traffic. This shift in mindset helps you let go of the unnecessary stress and frees you from the constant mental chatter. By accepting things as they are, without trying to change or resist them, you can free yourself from needless anxiety and find peace in the present. Eckhart Tolle teaches that acceptance is a pathway to inner peace. In The Power of Now, he writes, "Accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it." By accepting our reality as it is, we can stop resisting, and in doing so, we stop creating the unnecessary mental energy that leads to overthinking. Finally, being fully present in the moment is a skill that takes practice, but it's one that can make a world of difference in breaking the cycle of overthinking. For example, think of a time when you were about to give a big presentation at work. Instead of focusing on every potential mistake, you can shift your focus to the task at hand, your audience, your message, and the action in the moment. By practicing self-awareness, focusing on your core values, and engaging in activities that matter to you, you can replace anxiety and uncertainty with calm and clarity. When you fully commit to being in the present, you free yourself from the grip of overthinking and open up to experiencing life as it truly is. Tolle's teachings in The Power of Now emphasize that living in the present moment is the key to dissolving the mind's chatter. He says, "The past has no power over the present moment." This idea encourages us to let go of future anxieties or past regrets and instead ground ourselves in the reality of now. When we allow ourselves to be fully immersed in the moment, we can step out of the endless loop of overthinking and simply live. Each of these strategies, confronting problems, seeking help when needed, accepting the present moment, and practicing mindfulness, aligns with Eckhart Tolle's teachings. He believes that true peace is found when we stop resisting and begin to embrace the present moment. By applying his wisdom to our daily lives, we not only reduce overthinking, but also experience a deeper sense of presence and tranquility. As Tolle says, the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. When we take charge of our thoughts, we can create a reality that aligns with peace and clarity, free from the cycle of overthinking. Stop wasting time and make every moment count in your life. Subscribe to Motivation Basics for daily motivational videos on personal growth. Show your commitment by liking the video and commenting the word GROW. Be sure to share it with someone who needs to slow down in life. We're in this together.